Hello and welcome, it is another game with Chronotopia second skin and its main character, Kionna. Let's see where this is going. I mean, I said things are looking good for now. She seems to be sort of changing for the better. Still too bent on the prince, but we'll see, The next day, Kionna went to pasture with her poultry as she did every morning. And as she did every morning, she settled down under a tree to watch the geese while letting her imagination run free. That day, her mind turned to the fairy Medea. Let's go!
I wonder if my godmother is watching over me as I speak.
And then she appears.
Oh, maybe I do!
Come on. That was such a chance.
If only she were here, I could ask her to spy on the prince and report on home. Stop! All his comings and goings. I should probably have ordered her to give me magic mirror when I had the chance.
What magic? What? What does the magic mirror do? The princess shrugged.
It may be better that way. After all, I do not know if the favors that the fairy grants me are limited or not, because I've never asked.
I hope they are limited.
What if they were only free? As genies do. It would be quite careless of me to waste them. Other thing I should ask her next time I see her.
Or, you know, how about you don't... you don't try to, again, get someone else to solve your problems. Despite everything, Kionna had to admit that she was dying to observe her lover. He's not your lover! Ah! It's been several days since she had arrived at the castle and had been performing the work of a scullery maid with the sole aim of seducing him, yet she had barely been able to catch a glimpse of him since then. Her efforts were certainly not rewarded as highly as she had expected. Wow. She's like, you know,
oh, I wash the dishes. Where is my $10,000?
like, what the heck?
Patience, girl, patience. An opportunity will eventually rise.
We'll see about that. Don't make that expression for... You know I don't like it. Satisfied, the princess stood up and brought back the animals, filled with determination. Yeah, is she for... Once she had gobbled her noon snack, the princess set off in order to carry out the task she had committed to do the night before during the servants' gathering. Indeed, she had chosen... Oh, I wonder. Of course, we are going to the kitchen! Woo! The Harris had decided to go back to... Now that I think about it, here I probably should look around for the hidden elements, but I guess no. The Harris decided to go back to the kitchen to assist Berthy despite the crushing defeat of her last attempt. Now that I think about it, should we really still call her like the princess or Harris, to be honest? I would say technically by running away, she also sort of... I would say this is basically resigning from the title, but well. Anyway, if truth be told, her self-esteem had taken a blow. What? And she was not entirely sure that it was a good idea, but she considered that she had to at least try one last recipe before drawing hasty conclusions. Don't worry, we'll send you there again. No matter what. It was too swift and not in her stomach that she pushed the kitchen door open.
Oh, you came back for a little animal. It really makes me happy. I'm quite shocked. I don't want to give up before trying one last time.
What do you mean one last time?
Don't look so glum. It's not the end of the world if you can't. But I absolutely want to serve our Lord a dish worthy of the name.
You're there literally for the second time. You literally never cooked before in your life. Honestly, you have no chance of that. No matter how talented someone might be in the kitchen, there is no chance that is happening like that. And and we know she's not talented at that. I mean, come on. Right? I'm correct, right? Berfi shrugged while sighing.
You sure have strange ideas fixed inside the head of yours, so be it. And to make entertainments for the prince, I suggest you be the one to take care of the apple fritters while I'm preparing the spinach pie.
Ew! Oh, no! Ugh. No. Honestly, ew.
Understood, I'll do my utmost.
And yes, I did eat spinach. It's disgusting. Murphy could not help smiling upon seeing her so serious, and she decided to play along.
Here is the list of the ingredients you need. A few apples, some citron, a bowl and a half of white flour, 4 ounces of sugar, 4 ounces of raisins, a glass of white wine, a bit of oil, and a bit of a
Saffron. Give me a second. Ounce to actual measurement. 4 ounces of sugar. That's like how much for 0.12 kilogram, okay? Same for raisins. Oh no, not the raisins. No. Oh. Why? Why are we doing the disgusting dishes today? Dude, I hate raisins, by the way, as well. It's one of the worst things. And spinach as well is terrible. Anyway, let's get back.
You'll have to slice the apples and citron into small pieces, then make a syrup out of the citron. Mix everything together until you obtain some sort of paste. Is it coming along? Yes, madame. Pour 3 pounds of oil in a frying pan and cook it until it becomes very hot. You'll then have to fry your paste by putting honey and sugar on top of it. Beware, the process is really fast, and if your oil is not hot enough, the fritters are going to inflate and turn upside down. Make sure don't burn yourself either. The oil has a tendency to spurt.
That's true. That's true. Under the cook's strict supervision, Kionna tried her hardest. Despite a few unsuccessful attempts at first, she persevered until she obtained apple fritters as crispy as can be.
Tell me what you think, Berfi. Can my apple fritters be served at the princess table?
No. Her benefactress moved forward, took one of the fritters with the least regular shape and bit into it with an expression that was impossible to decipher. For a moment, the princess stopped breathing. Those few seconds seemed to go on forever. The suspense was reaching its peak. As long as the cook spoke with solemn tone.
Acceptable, I guess. Griselda will be able to eat them, probably.
Kionna rejoiced and jumped to her mentor's arms to embrace her. Thank you with all my heart. I mean, I should put my heart, more heart into that, but I can't. Berfi bursted out laughing.
Dada, take it easy for a little animal.
The young woman stepped back at once, embraced.
My apologies. Don't mention it. I was very impressed by your concentration, and your work was worthy of what we serve during royal banquets.
Right. I kind of still sort of don't believe that, but...
You can be part of the kitchen staff if you feel like it. I'll be happy to teach you.
Kionna could not believe her ears.
It's an honor to be able to work alongside you. You try giving me too much credit, I'm guessing. You know, I made my share of mistakes when I was still just an apprentice, sometimes way worse than yours.
I mean, it's not like she cooked a lot. Like, what, 2 dishes so far, so... You know, don't jump the gun with that comment. Also, again, I'm not attacking. You are making mistakes in the kitchen, okay? It's a fact.
Your creepers from the other day got a fine figure compared to my first sentiments.
Right.
I have a hard time believing that. And yet, you know what's most important isn't to never make mistakes but to persevere. It's thanks to my depression I managed to improve, overcome my weaknesses, and eventually became a good cook. Never give up, or you will regret it.
But please give up on the prince. It's annoying by now. We all know that's not what I want to go with. Kionna stared at Berthy with admiration. In her eyes, she was an extraordinary person who she wished to emulate. Achievement unlocked. New possibilities. Complete the kitchen storyline. Okay. That night she returned to the common room with a heart as light as a feather. Everything seemed beautiful and she almost felt like singing.
One day I too will become as skillful as she is.
Pleased with her declaration, the young woman crossed the hallway, bouncing up and down. She wanted the bliss of that moment to last forever. Alas, nothing is eternal. Oh, I thought something would happen. Can we go to the kitchen? No. Damn it. I really don't want to go to the courtyard. Common room. Let's go common room. Freak it. Well, now by all the hard work she had accomplished that day, Kionna decided to be reasonable and rest in her bedroom while waiting for dinner. Lying down on her straw mattress, I don't know if you can call it a mattress for one, was like a liberation. Her back that had made her suffer so much since the second half of the afternoon suddenly seemed relief, and she chose to stay in that position to regain some strength. Still breathless after having climbed the stairs, the young woman put a shaky hand on her aching head. Since she had nothing to do until mealtime, she gazed at the ceiling of her attic room and released her chained thoughts. Dude, that cleaning she supposedly did, that wasn't good effort. As she was analyzing the ordinary room down to the very last detail, Kionna felt a familiar likeness. By the way, this is a big room overall.
It reminds me of the Princess Rosette's story.
Who?
Despite her noble lineage, she is sent to the countryside to live with a nurse and is only allowed to come back to her for her sister's birthday. But her unkind parents pay no attention to her and make her sleep in the attic. This could be me.
Please stop. Oh, wait. We unlocked it. Okay. 16 after 7. Okay. Oh, maybe we would unlock it if I just went to the common room in the beginning as well. Anyway, history of Princess Rosette is part of the old French fairy tales. Yeah, by the Countess of Segur, 1857. The eponymous heroine, not to be confused with Madame Delaney, or however you spell it. Again, I don't know French. I will never know French as well. Is a princess sent to a farm by her parents shortly after her birth because her two eldest sisters, Orangine. Oh my god. Imagine naming someone Orangine. Ugh. And Rosette. Rosette doesn't sound bad. Are jealous that she has a fairy godmother. Oh. They not concern themselves with her until her 15th birthday, when she is invited to attend great festivities in honor of her sisters. Although she is delighted to finally be able to meet her family, Rosette is neglected once she arrives and lodged in the attic. Worse still, she draws the attention of all the guests, including King Charming, because of her kindness and the magnificent clothes given to her by the fairy, which drives the royal family absolutely furious. Their hatred is such that they decide to get rid of her during the festivities. Nah, of course. But the fairy Poussant is watching over her protégée and helps her avoid the traps in her way. Rosette even keeps getting closer to King Charming, who only has eyes for her and ends up proposing her. Would be cool if she rejected. What the prince does not know is that her godmother, while orchestrating her happiness, has doomed the royal family to eternal torment to make them pay for their murder attempt. Fairies are truly... Let's go! I love this story already. Let's go. That's how it should be. Come on, godmother. Let's go for it. I hope she succeeded. Fairies are truly dangerous creatures. Yeah, but come on. What do you mean truly then? I mean, she did the right thing. I like that. You say this could be me, but honestly, I don't think no. I would not be like Rosette if I was your fairy godfather in this case, I guess. Anyway, a dreamy smile lit up her face.
I know, let us rewrite the story. I'm Princess Rosette. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Is she really... What was her age? Is she really... 17? I think? I mean, back in the day, that was considered being already, like, adultish, right? Anyway.
I'm Princess Rosette, unfairly banned from the castle, and I'm lodged in a tiny room for the duration of the festivities. What are you talking about? She's going crazy again. Fortunately, my godmother, the fairy puissant. Everything, and thanks to her magic spells, I'll go to the ball dressed like a shiny star. My sisters will be insanely jealous.
You don't have sisters.
To see me so pretty, to see me so amiable. I've everything they will ever have. I'll talk with so much grace and kindness that King Charming will not let me out of his sight all night.
Kionna exulted in the solitude of her room.
This is how I wish my first meeting with Griselda would unfold. He's in the anonymous crowd, gently rejecting some courtiers, everyone's talking and laughing loudly. When suddenly I enter the room and everything comes to a halt. Aristocrats are dazzled by the scrumptious of my adornment. They are admiring me and I can finally shine.
I don't know, maybe I can't relate to this because I'm a guy. Whatever.
As for Griselda, he always sees me, just like Charming. He protects me in the face of all opposition. He wants to connect his life with mine. See you tomorrow, princess. Or should I say see you forever?
I don't remember his voice. In the ideal world she had built for herself, everything was made to please her. Right. She was the center of the universe. Yeah, that's the problem. The star around which the other characters revolved. They had no motivation of their own, no utility except serving the story she had created to her glory. Yeah, the problem is she thinks like that constantly. As we know. The returners were no longer human beings, but simply secondary characters. Mere auxiliaries. Kionna was the heroine and the present was distorting itself to make her happy. The present that was occurring inside her head at the very least. In the far less pleasant reality of this simple attic, the young woman was watching time go by while daydreaming. Lost in her thoughts, the princess forgot her misfortunes for a moment, and that was all that mattered. Kionna was only just getting accustomed to her new environment when the great tournament organized by Griselda started. What tournament? What are you talking about now? Heralds appeared in the entire city to announce the event, and in the preceding days, knights from all over the country would steadily flood in. I think there was something about the tournament before, but servants were bustling about 100 times more than usual. That's loud, by the way. I keep forgetting to get the music down while I'm playing, so that everything would be ready in time, Berthy even more so than anyone else, and the kitchens would not empty. In the midst of this mess, the princess fully understood why she had been hired. There was so much to do that she no longer had time to rest. Good. What kind of tournament is it? Some of the citizens contributed to the effort, as, among other things, grandstands had to be erected in the fields to accommodate the nobles who were seeking entertainment. To her great relief, the young Moor was allowed to attend the tournament, although it was among the people, not in the grandstands. What a surprise, huh? The tournament was the most appreciated event of the region, and all the residents had rushed to the fields to catch the sight of the various trials knights were engaging in. The knights were proudly parading to the sound of the trumpets, eager to fight. Some were wearing a scarf or a veil that had been given to them by a lady, and for a moment, Kionna wondered if her lover was going to participate for the sake of another woman. Who cared? However, her fears were quickly dispersed, for none other than Lord Grizzed appeared wearing a shining armor. As soon as he stepped forward, the signal was given and the trials came one after another. Trials during which the beloved prince distinguished himself. By the way, having a shiny armor, overall, I mean, I'm talking about actual fighting here. Sounds like a stupid idea. Especially during night. There was no just during which he did not fiercely strike his opponent, during which he did not make them yield, during which he did not spill blood. Also, I would not be surprised if the supposed opponent would, like, you know, kind of allow that prince to win. Let's face it, that was definitely the reality overall. Like a lion rushing to his prey, sure. He swooped down without expressing any mercy, zealously turning every blow he received. Right. More than once he challenged his foe, humiliated them even, sure, but his arrogance was quite unlike his talent for combat. Yeah, of course. The princess was trembling at the thought that he could be killed, as it was unfortunately common during jousts to be the witness of rather bloody outcomes. During the tournament? I don't know about that. Then again, I mean, maybe. Who knows? Dead and wounded, maybe, whatever. Dead and wounded casualties there were. Shields were shattering into pieces, spears were piercing through the helmets, crimson jets were spurting towards the audience to everyone's exclamation. Why would you participate in that? Yet Prince Grizzed emerged victorious each and every time. Again, I think they would let him win, but tournaments such as this one turned out to be the perfect pastime for glory-seeking nobles like himself. The lord was becoming so bored in his castle that he only found refuge in violence. Wow! What a great guy to chase after! Whether it was hunting or jousting, it didn't matter to him as long as he could find his slaughter adrenaline, the ecstasy provided by delivering the fatal blow. Dude, just go to the front lines if you are so into that. We'll see how that goes. Human beings or animals, they only cared for being the best and being cheered by the crowd. His bellicosity made him the most formidable knight that day. Grizzed was cutting to shreds all those who had dared to face him, and the crowd was clapping. Then again, I mean, I think like someone truly capable would not like step to some tournament like this, right? Again, I feel like those participating in those tournaments were not like... Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I would say that's my prediction here. I think they would not be like properly trained or like high-ranking knights and so on. That's what I think, at least. I wouldn't know normally. It's more of a prediction of mine. Cause to be quite fair, never in like history classes or anything was I taught that. To be fair, like the tournaments or whatever were never mentioned there, so yeah. Anywho. Lost in the middle of those applauses, Kionna felt her heart pounding. She found her lover so brave, so valiant, that she became all the more determined to marry him. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wait, was it a story she made up? Or did that actually happen? No, I'm so confused. That night in her attic room, the young woman could not sleep. Thrilled by this emotionally charged day, she was dreaming wide awake of Prince Griselda, imagining how they would be together. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I might be a straight guy, but what she's saying here, he's not. What the heck? She was considering her wedding to be a love match, a miracle at the time. Her daydreams, inspired by the court literature, made her see a man more than willing to worship her. And he was wealthy, owned a sumptuous castle and very good cooks, and he was heroic. I mean, why are you looking at that part? Like, whatever. She was really, you know what? It's kind of funny, but is it funny? But over here, she literally is looking at all the. I mean, not really all the, but she's looking at material, at everything that is not everything, but she's looking a lot at the materialistic part over here. Then again, also like more than willing to worship her. That is kind of weird. Also, the heroic part, I don't know where that is from. Whatever. She was already imagining a similar tournament where she would take her place at the best spot in the grandstands, as Griselda would go to fight with her veil, a token of his allegiance, and win all the honors. Right. He would certainly treat her as a queen and would be ready to die for her. Was there only a better match? To die for her? Why? What? Again, this was only a tournament. Not like actual war or anything. Come on. This fantasy consumed the young woman in the days that followed, and she could only think about approaching the prince. Oh my god, she's doing that again. Just like previously. She's completely probably zoning out. In rice being around him on a regular basis was a benefit she fully intended to put to good use. When one of the servants fell sick, she mentally wanted to seize that fortuitous opportunity. Oh no. Too, she paid her mentor a visit.
Perfy, would you happen to have a moment? Of course, thank you, Skin. What is it? You seem pensive.
I've heard that Isaur has a fever and is unable to serve the Lord. Is that true?
Absolutely, I even have to find someone to replace her. I would like to volunteer to carry out this task.
Honestly, if I were, by the way, our chef over here, I would find Fiona suspicious as hell. Kionna. I mean, she's so bent on doing something for the prince. I mean, come on. That's suspicious, isn't it? Come on. The head chef raised her eyebrows.
You? Ha! What a joke. Well, I don't really have any objections, but I have trouble understanding the eagerness. It is just that I would like to be able to meet Prince Griselda.
Dude, come on, it's suspicious as heck.
I was thinking if I were to bring his food, I would finally have the opportunity to see him first hand. Very well, I will grant you this wish. For a little time, I will serve the prince at noon today.
That was too easy.
However, there's a condition. You have to listen very carefully to my instructions in order not to commit a blunder. Thank you, thanks much. I'll not fail to follow orders.
We'll see him on her. Overjoyed, Kionna prepared for her first banquet. Okay. Banquet as a retainer.
Nobles' meals are very codified. This is why you have to memorize what I'm going to say.
Do I have to memorize as well? I'm totally not noting down.
The beginning of lunch is always announced by a horn. Guests then place themselves around the table according to the rank, and valets to have to provide them with something to wash their hands. This will be your first action. Don't forget you'll have to repeat the operation between sequence. Coming to it. Once you've done that, I already forgot what I was supposed to do. There will be a prayer of blessing, and the cupbearer is going to taste all the dishes. Oh yeah, the cupbearer is trustworthy person who verifies that there is no poison on the food, right? Exactly. The meal is punctuated by several sequences. In other words,
dude, that was the worst. That would be the worst work, right? Can you imagine being this? Damn.
The meal is punctuated by several sequences. In other words, series of dishes. Today there will be 4 sequences in total. We should start with appetizer consisting of wine, toasted bread, and morsels. For the second, I planned a variety of soups. The third sequence content essentially depends on the day of the week, depending whether it's a fasting day or not.
I don't accept any of that. Fasting? What's that?
The church imposes to refrain from consuming meat on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays during Lent.
Not happening for me. Yeah, I never. Luckily enough. Never. Ridiculous.
On fasting days, we present fish to the monarch. Today is the day with meat, so there will be numerous pieces of roasted meat. The fourth sequence will comprise of dessert just as sweet as savory. The meal will then end with a sweet spice wine that aids the digestion, followed by the grace, the closing prayer.
What?
I see. Your role is to bring the dishes from the kitchen to the banquet hall, but also to ensure that the guests can wash their hands between each sequence. Understood?
Yes, madam. I've already forgot everything. Excited, Kionna observed the other retainers and initiated them as best as she could to be sure that she was behaving properly. A stack of plates in her arms, she traversed the castle very focused so that she would not lose her balance. Oh boy. When she reached the banquet hall, all the guests were already sitting, as you totally can see. As she was placing the dishes on the table, she gave the prince, who was figuring prominently, a sidelong look.
I must make sure to serve him next time.
No sooner had she entered the kitchens than she whispered to Berfie.
Guests serve themselves in the plate that is closest to them. Do they not? Which dish is going to be placed in front of the Lord?
By way of reply, the cook absent-mindedly pointed out.
That one. Perfect. Wait! Don't take it right away!
Each sequence, obviously,
is interspersed with different performances, jugglers, musicians, dancers, poets, or minstrels. You need to wait until the end of the intermission before sending the rest of the meal.
Overflowing with impatience, the young woman waited for the exact moment when she could return to the banquet hall. Minutes seemed interminable until at last someone signaled to her that she could go. Without any more hesitation, she rushed in the corridors to be the first one to arrive. She presented his plate to the prince with all the grace she was capable of.
Your soup, my lord.
Yet he did not even look at her, obviously. What a surprise, huh?
I hope it will be to your liking.
Right. Worse still, Griselda coldly sent her back with an annoyed hand gesture. The prince could not help feeling a bit disenchanted. I mean, what are you... I mean, that's not surprising at all. As she was lowering her eyes, hurt by his disregard, a knight sitting right next to him stopped her.
Young lady, could you hold the tablecloth for me? I would like to wipe my mouth clean. Right away, sir.
Kionna finished her service with a miserable look on her face. Once the haste had settled, the retainers scattered to attend to their businesses. Only the young woman remained, sitting on a stool alone in the empty kitchen. Berfie noticed it and did not have the heart to leave her like this.
Are you sad, donkey skin? A little, I admit. I was so thrilled to meet Prince Griselda. I did not even look at me when I spoke to him.
What a surprise! Wow. The cook stood next to her protégée and patted her on the back to comfort her.
It was unfortunately to be expected, girl. Don't forget that he's our lord, the most important person in town. He's used to being served and doesn't take interest in his servants.
That's right.
But you're only a poor little scullery maid in his eyes. Look up to the station, you would have needed to be a princess. If you had that appropriate status for this kind of banquet, you would have been sitting at his table as a guest. You wouldn't have been the one who brings the wine and takes back the plates. Still, I'm disappointed. I expected better of a monarch. You're still young, eh? This crash will pass. You're not the only servant who secretly yearns after Prince Griselda.
Ridiculous.
Just remember that Sadia assigned specific roles to every one of us, and that classes don't make princess marry princesses. So figure it out. I pay way too much attention to those surrounding me to miss the clues of a budding romance. Don't look so glum, eh? The prince will not look at you, but I'm sure a fine lad with a big heart will notice you. And you'll see what that happiness is not necessarily about social climbing, but just finding your place in the world.
Yeah. In low spirits, the young Moor let herself be comforted by Berfy, without expressing any objection. Obviously, she could not retort that she was indeed a princess, and that agrees. I mean, are you a princess if you run away from a kingdom? Obviously, she could not retort that she was indeed a princess, and that Griselda should have noticed it. Okay, that does make sense. That night, Kionna could only grumble on her mattress, looking for 1,000 excuses for her lover's coldness. What do you mean?
Perhaps he was having a bad day.
Oh my... Stop. Stop.
Stop it.
All you have to do is think about yourself. Right now. Your own past. And how you treated people who served you the food. I bet it was the same way. And then you will understand that no, he was not having a bad day. He doesn't care. Besides, Berfy said that.
Perhaps he was too focused on what his interlocutor was saying.
No.
Perhaps he was tired because of the tournament. One of those reasons most likely put him in a bad mood. But I know he does not usually behave like that. He usually is so charming.
That's all I have to say. The young woman's distress did not stay unpunished for long. Soon after, great festivities were announced. We'll find out about that in the next one, because that's next day for sure. But let's read all kinds of food. Oh boy. Oh, actually, I might be able to pronounce it correctly. Allerleirauch in German. Allerleirauch in German. I have not spoken German in ages. To be honest, I don't remember much of German. Sadly. Anyway, it's a tale told by the Grimm brothers in Children's and Household Tales, 1812. It happens to be another variation on Donkey Skin which combines several elements from Perrault's version and Turkey Keeper. Don't know that one. I think it was mentioned before. This time again, the princess flees her father's incestuous urges and is held in the kitchens of a prince after being found in a forest by hunters. Large celebrations are held in a castle sometime later, and she discreetly attends them, each time dressed with one of her 3 magical garments. She makes a strong impression on the prince as she dances with him, before vanishing in to put her fur coat back. On her return, the cook asks her to prepare a soup for the king, and she takes advantage of that to drop a precious object in the soup. Each night she is summoned to explain where that object comes from, she says nothing. Oh, so it happens a few times? Okay. Seeing how much the prince loves her soup, the cook gracefully lets her assume this responsibility. This little game continues until last night. The monarch has ordered the dance to last as long as possible and puts a ring on one of her fingers without her even noticing. Thus, when she is summoned once again to explain the presence of the precious object in the soup, he recognizes the ring and grabs her hand, which makes the fur coat fall. Upon discovering her true appearance, the prince eventually asks her to marry him. Kinda ridiculous. I guess it is a fairy tale for a reason. Alright. Let's end it for today. And tomorrow we'll see where this is still going. I was totally stretching a little bit now. Yeah, let's end it for today. We'll continue tomorrow. She's so... I mean... On one way, I sort of appreciate her being so bent on her goal, sort of. On the other, I think, oh, come on, girl. I mean, there is no chance. I don't know, whatever. We'll see where this goes. I don't really want to attack again. To be fair, I don't have a reason to attack strongly now. I'm waiting for one. Or maybe not. Who knows? Tomorrow we'll continue a little bit. We'll continue a little bit and see where this is all heading to. Wait, that's me completing supposedly, what was it called? The kitchen storyline mean we don't get to get any more choices now there? Maybe. Anyhow, I have to go in and walk with a dog now, so let's end it. Hope you guys and not guys enjoyed as per usual, consider liking, subscribing. I really don't like that line, saying that line. Yeah. Anyhow, also the game link description, so you can find it on Steam. And hope you all have a wonderful day. Hope to see you tomorrow too. Bye bye.